My name is Patrick Allen Huth. Well, I was okay in school. I didn't pay much attention. I was more into sports than anything, and I was pretty good at it. But my junior year, I got into an argument with my football coach, and I quit the football team, which is where my life actually started, because I quit that, and then it seems like everything else I tried to do, I quit after that. So I wasn't making way for anything. So and I turned to alcohol and drugs, and it wasn't real bad until after I'd gotten married. And what I'd do is when I drive back and forth to work, I'd see these people on the side of the street, and they'd be begging for money, and I wasn't going to give them any money. They were worthless. They wanted to be that way, so I wasn't going to support their habits and all this. So I'd always ignore them. So I continued drinking. Well, it wasn't long after that I lost the house, lost my family, lost my job, lost the house, lost my family. I ended up being homeless, and I was living under a bridge with all these people, and I was looking at them, and I'm not going to be like them, or I'm not anything like them. They chose to be that way. I know what I had, and I'm going to get it back. And I just knew I would. And one night I was sitting there with these other people, and I just started thinking about the family that I'd left behind. And all of a sudden, it just, I started getting really, really sad, and I started crying again, and fell on my knees and just asked God to forgive me, and I could use a little more help here. And it wasn't much of a prayer, but it was enough to get me started on the right track. Now, God could have just picked me up, dusted me off, and sent me on my way, but He knew that wouldn't have done me any good. So anyway, he showed me where the mission was. They fed me, they clothed me, they gave me a bed to sleep, and then they helped me along the way with a lot of other things. They put me in the long-term program, which that's when I finally got it with Jesus. I always kind of believed in God, or I always did believe, but I didn't know anything about His Son, actually. I mean, we celebrated His birth, His death, and a few of the things in between. But because of my drinking, I had a mental problem, and it kept me there. So I couldn't think positive or think clearly. You're sitting on a bar stool and you're thinking, I'm not an alcoholic, is not very intelligent, which is where I first admitted that I was an alcoholic, was sitting on a bar stool. Before, I didn't believe that I could do a change. You can teach. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Here I'm old. Can I learn something new? And yes, I can. And it just brings a whole new light to it. Next month it'll be 2 years since I've had a drink, and it'll be 10 months since I had a cigarette. And now I'm trying to get my GED, and so it's just open to me now. And failure is not fatal. Failure is an event. You'll be all right. Just hang tough.